This is the old actuator, okay? This is the part that went bad, which I ended up replacing. And I replaced it with this actuator. Now, there are a few differences between the new actuator and the old actuator. Of course, one obvious difference is a difference in color. The old actuator is this color, the new actuator is black. Now, the new actuator comes with a new connector, okay? I'm going to remove the connector here and show you what new connector it comes with. This is the new connector, okay? I believe Maytag uses this newly redesigned actuator across a wide range of their washing machines. Because of that, they had to think about making this usable in a washing machine like mine, which is a relic from 7 years ago. They can't use this connector. The connector on my actuator looks like that. The existing cable that plugs into this port on my washing machine cannot be plugged into that port. This is part of my washing machine. It used to plug into the old actuator. Now it plugs into the adapting port right there. So this goes in there. This goes into the new connector on the actuator, and you are done. Of course, I removed this so that I can show it to you, okay? But this part comes already plugged into the connector on the actuator, all right? The function of this part is to adapt this cable or to change this port into that port. And they did it by this little small cable, okay? It plugs into the port that comes with the actuator, right? And then it takes it and changes it into that port right there, which is basically the same connector as that one. This port right here snaps in place, put it like that and snap it. You heard it. All right, now this can be used in a washing machine like mine. It installs onto the washing machine the same way the older actuator installed. 2 screws, okay? There are only 2 screws that attach the old actuator onto the washing machine. The same 2 screws could be used to install this new part onto the washing machine, okay? There isn't any change when it comes to that. All right, when you install it as such. And right here is your drain pump on the physical washing machine, okay? The connector is in there. When the cables are connected in there, they are protected against any potential water leaking or gushing out of the drain pump that is here. So they have protected that part because there is 120 volts coming in here. This motor on the actuator runs on 120 volts. So this whole thing right here is a cover, a protection, if you will. All right. There is one thing you want to be careful about, okay? I must admit this is the third actuator that I had to purchase to get the right one, all right? The first actuator I purchased, I got it from a seller on Amazon. It looked like this. Even the color looked like this. The problem with that one was the winding resistance, which you can measure between points 2 and 3, was way out of the required range of 2K and 3.5K. The resistance between points 2 and 3 on the aftermarket part, okay? That is 1.12K, so it is outside the range. So I had to return that particular actuator back to the seller, okay? And then I went ahead and ordered another one, a second one. It's not this, but it looked like this. It was actually the newly redesigned part, but it came without this part. It was from another seller on Amazon. They said it would work on my washing machine, but it didn't because it lacked this adapting part. If you get this guy without this part, you can't use it on a washing machine like mine. You may be able to use it on other washing machines. On newer models you can use it, but not on my washing machine. So this second seller on Amazon, yes, they sent me the newly redesigned part, but they missed to add this part. Okay, so I had to return that actuator back to the seller too. Now what you're looking right here is the third actuator, okay, and I got this from a parts seller online. All right, that time I had to make sure, despite whatever the seller says, that I had to go in there, physically check that this part is actually available on the new actuator. Okay, so be mindful of that. Just because they say it fits on your washing machine, it may be that it would come without this part. All right, now when it comes to the winding resistance of the new part, I made sure that it fell within the said range. I have my ohm meter set at 20K, so I can measure a resistance of 2K to 3.5K. Right there, it's 2.47. It's like 2.5K, well within the range of 2K to 3.5K. Okay, I will show you the same resistance between points 2 and 3 for the old actuator. Okay, it is pretty much the same, right? So that is it.